Kinosha Soden, Mrs. District of Columbia, America 2016, is our guest tonight on the PageantCast. And we take questions from the chat room. I think you're really going to enjoy it tonight on the PageantCast. TKPN.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hi, I'm Stacy Bruss, Mrs. Captivating 2017, and you are watching the PageantCast, the internet's first podcast about beauty pageants. Here's your host, Tim Kretschmann.
Hello, everybody. We are on the PageantCast, and we have Kinosha Soden. She's Mrs. District of Columbia, America 2016. Hello, Kinosha.
Hello.
Well, welcome back. This is the second show we're recording tonight with you, and so happy that we can. And we're going to do one of my favorite things to do on the show, and it's called Dun 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 Questions from the Chat Room.
All right.
Hey, ominous, isn't it? It's very scary. Let's see, they're starting to come in here. And we are going to start with this one. This comes from Stephanie from Minnesota. She asks, what has been your favorite part of your reign so far?
Oh, wow. So honestly, well, I'll say my favorite experience was actually going bowling at the White House. That was a lot of fun. I don't think I beat the president's score because I'm a terrible bowler. However, it was a lot of fun. But outside of that, honestly, just my opportunities to talk with the children, especially when I can talk with them about STEM. I had a chance to host the USA International Science and Technology Festival here in DC, and that was definitely one of the top things that I had to do during my reign.
Okay, we have another question here. What is your best pageant tip?
Ooh, so my best pageant tip, honestly, is be you. Everyone knows you, and everyone is looking for you. So give them what they want and be who you are genuinely, because at the core, you're you, and you're the best at it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I hear that advice so often, and it's so infrequently taken. Everybody seems to go in there and they play somebody. You know, it's like, I am now going to play the part of, and I don't get it. Hey, for folks that just joined us, and there's a lot of you that just joined us in the last couple of seconds here, we are taking questions from the chat room. If you'd like to ask Kinosha Soden, Mrs. District of Columbia 2016, the question, please send one in. We just got one from Tetra. She says, will you apparently know who Tetra is.
I think
so. Will you ever compete again?
Ooh, I'm not sure yet. I've had so much fun, and my reign is still going until March. So, I don't know. Yeah. I'm enjoying where I'm at right now, and I think that every blessing that's given to us is given to us for a purpose and a reason at the time that it's given. So, if there's another one in store for me, I'll look out for it.
Well, I'm just going to put this out here. I think you ought to compete again. But don't compete at training dogs, because that doesn't seem to be the strong suit. Yeah.
They don't listen to me anymore. They're old and they don't listen anymore.
That is something that dogs like to do. They do their own thing. Okay, we have one from Britt here. What do you think is the biggest misconception about being a pageant woman?
Ooh,
there's a lot of answers to that one.
Yeah, honestly, what I have found thus far is that I think the biggest misconception, number one, is that there is a age cutoff, honestly. I think that there's many people who think that really after a certain time in life that you may not have anything to offer to others or the community. And I think that's a huge thing. I think also that the biggest thing is that we also really have a true passion for what we are bringing to the table. So our platforms, what we do in our communities, what we do with our families, if we're married, if what we do with our in our work life and our professional life. I think that is the hugest misconception. I think that we are magnificent women, all of those of us that do pageants, because it's a lot of hard work.
So tell me, what's your favorite phase of competition? Is it on-stage question? Is it evening gown? What is it?
I think my favorite stage is probably interview. I really enjoy getting the opportunity to sit one-on-one with judges. They, of course, have usually a bio sheet of you, but I think they really don't get a chance to know who you are and your essence until you actually have the opportunity to sit with them. So that's my favorite, definitely part of the competition phase, because then I get a chance to really make my mark and be memorable.
I've told people this before. The best bio sheet I ever saw was one of the most boring people I've ever interviewed in my life.
See?
I was like, holy mackerel. She writes well, though.
Hey.
So she has a talent. It's just not interacting with human beings.
There you go. There you go. Everyone has one. Everyone has a great talent. Find yours.
I don't know what it is. Since I've started doing the live shows, my cattiness is coming out a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, we do. Wow, now the questions are coming so fast I can't keep up. Wow. Let's see here. We have, as Mrs. DC, this one comes from Stacy, our good friend Stacy. As Mrs. DC, have you had an opportunity to work with Shona Barber?
No, not yet. It's actually, everyone asked me that, and it's funny because I had an opportunity to, well, I did meet her. I met her during the time that I was preparing to compete for Mrs. DC, and she was preparing to compete for Mrs. USA. And it was really at something at a very casual event. And we spoke very, very, very briefly. But of course, you know, I was still just kind of learning the ropes and carrying my my local title. And, you know, it was something that we both just thought was wonderful, that we were both doing things to represent Washington, D.C. But yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to. I would love to. So, Shona, if you're out there, hey, sweetheart. And everyone is so proud of you.
Now, here's a question that I knew Stephanie was going to throw into the chat room at some point. What is the hardest pageant question you have ever been asked?
Let's see, thus far, on stage or just in general?
Oh, no, we're not giving you any rules. You just come up with an answer.
I think the hardest pageant question that there is to ask, especially I think in the Mrs. category, is if there is anyone else that you think deserves this title other than yourself, or if anyone could win this other than yourself, who would it be? That
is the number one answer. When that question gets asked, I think Stephanie put up a smiley face.
That's hard. That's hard.
That is usually an answer. Stephanie has interviewed a great amount of people. Stacy in the chat room has. And of course, I've asked that question as well. It seems to be the number one answer is that particular question. Though I did go into a pageant one time where somebody was asking, and it was a Miss America, so this was safe. It was a political question. And he just kept asking exactly how many people had passed away in the Iraqi war. And I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe that question was being asked at a beauty pageant. I'm like, politicians don't know the answer to that. They'll say, I'll get back to you.
Jeopardy there. It's okay.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Let's see. We got one from Raquel here. What will you do after your reign? And no, you cannot answer ice cream, pizza, or carbs, okay? So
No, no, no. And you know what? After my reign, I'm actually really excited. I have the opportunity to continue to work with the Mrs. DC America organization, and there are some really amazing opportunities ahead. And I'm sure everyone will find out about those when it gets a little closer to March. But I'm really excited to do that. Of course, I'm going to continue on professionally, working side by side with my husband and my family. We have a dermatology practice in the Maryland area. I'll continue to be a mom to my teenager and my toddler, but I'm really looking forward to continuing to actually expand my platform and just having opportunities to really get out there and make some strides in why it's important to make sure that every school, every community, every youth, and as much as they want, have access to STEM activities and education opportunities that might be outside of their formal schooling.
Fantastic. Now, this next question comes from April. April asks, how do you stay so beautiful? So you need to answer that one.
You know what? The other day I was I had a really good hearty belly laugh at my kids. They were so funny, and my two kids, my daughter and my son, they're about 14 years apart, and they were interacting with one another, and very rarely do I get the opportunity to see that in a way that it's just kind of organic. And they keep me young and they keep me fresh, and every day I just am so thankful for my opportunities. But you know what? I try to just stay inside happy, and I hope that helps a little bit, and hopefully that shows on the outside as much as possible.
Now, for all those of you that love Kinosha, what we're going to have you all do is in Facebook Live, hit that heart button right now, and we're going to see them all stream across the video, and that'll be real exciting. Of course, this is going to have a 30-second delay for you, Kinosha, so
right.
It's delayed gratification for you. Artis has a question for us. What is your best advice for moms and wives who wear several hats, such as yourself? I love this question because you are extremely busy. What do you do?
I'm extremely busy.
Oh, so here come the hearts. Here they come.
The first thing, grab your support. Sometimes you may not have all of the support that you need for different things, but most of the time there's support there waiting for you. So, make sure that you grab that support when you are in need of it. I'm one of those people. I like to be organized. I do like things the way I like them. And so the biggest thing I've been trying to actually teach myself and to learn in this process is to be okay with really just kind of letting certain things just go. Because sometimes I think as moms, as women in general, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to do lots of things and do it exactly perfectly. And as much as we know that no one's perfect, we always feel like someone's waiting for us, needing us, leaning on us. And they are, but it's okay. We are human.
Right.
And so it's good to be reminded of that. Surround yourself with people who love you, who support you, and laugh when it gets too hard. Even if you need to cry, after you're done crying, look at yourself in the mirror and all the makeup that's run down your face and just laugh.
You are getting so much love and support in the chat room right now. We want to thank all of them for basically making my job very simple. I didn't have to come up with any questions in this section. This is fantastic. I do have one question I like to ask, and that is, what type of appearances have you had this year, and what have been your favorite appearances as Mrs. DC?
I've had an opportunity to do a lot of different appearances, more, and when I say different, just all kinds of gamuts and genres, more than I thought possible. Everything from education to government to fashion to philanthropy to you name it. And I would say probably my favorite one at the top of my list is definitely the USA Science and Technology Festival, because that was 2 days of me just being able to be in my element and wear a crown at the same time. And I just get a kick out of standing there on stage in my sash and crown, but having young kids recognize that you can do this and, be really into science and math at the same time. So that's a huge kick for me. The next thing was probably just being able to sit down one-on-one with Congresswoman Norton and really talk about what my vision was and what my platform was and why I needed to be the change here in DC that I felt that DC needed, and to really, hopefully get her on my team to really see what I was trying to do. And we saw one-on-one about a lot of different things in education and the 21st Century program and the STEM program, being invited to be a part of the DC STEM network. All of that in itself, it has just been so fulfilling for me. But it's been amazing. It has been such an amazing journey, and I could not have scripted it myself if I tried. So I'm just ultimately blessed and so thankful.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight. And now we are getting to the portion where I ask you once again, we're going to want to see your best pageant wave. You are on the back of a convertible, a 57 something, I don't know.
Yes.
With a tail fin on it. And,
absolutely.
And you're back there, and he's doing wheelies. And you're attempting to hold on.
I'm probably yelling at him depending on how old he is.
So let's see that pageant wave. Oh, that's good. That's good. I can see you rested from the last time. That's good. Thanks so much. It's been great getting to know you tonight, Kinosha, and
Thank you, Tim.
we want to thank all the people that joined us live.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
It was great. I know there was a little lag on the screen, but I think we all love getting to talk to you tonight, Kinosha, and I'm wishing you Tiara dreams.
Thank you, Tim.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Hi guys, this is Hannah
and Sylvia,
and we are here doing the pageant cast at the Miss Galaxy pageant.
and we're super duper excited. We just met and we already made friends.
Yeah, we're like best friends already.
So this is a super fun system. This is actually my third year doing it, and I must say the girls are always fabulous. The system is so much fun, and I'm just really excited to see what Christine has done with it this year.
So come check us out next year. Thank you.
Bye.
PageantCast.